Major breaking news just ahead of deadline day, which comes tomorrow, and that is Chelsea have finally got their man. Defender Wesley Fofana has now completed his move from Leicester City. It is a £70 million fee plus a possible $5 million in add-ons. Fofana has completed medical that was taking place in America. So let's just have a look at the statement. We've got, I think, coming through any moment now. In the meantime, while we get that, let's just have a quick chat with Kaveh Sulikul, who's joined us on set. Kaveh, it's taken a while to get done, but finally, deal done. How big a moment is this for Chelsea?
It's a very big moment for Chelsea, very big moment for Wesley Fofana as well. Chelsea have been trying to sign Fofana all summer.
Yeah.
It has been very, very complicated. And I think as far as Leicester are concerned, on the one hand, they wanted to make sure that they got the price that they felt was right for such a good young player. But then on the other hand, it's been difficult for them because it's dragged on the whole summer and it's left them very little time to be able to sign a replacement. But as far as Chelsea are concerned, they needed to sign two centre-backs this summer. They signed Kalidou Koulibaly. The other player they wanted was Wesley Fofana. They put in bids, 50, 60, 70 million pounds. Leicester wanted ideally a world record fee for a defender, somewhere around 80 million pounds that Harry Maguire cost Manchester United. Chelsea weren't willing to go that far, but they've got pretty close. Some people will be saying, wow, incredible amount of money to pay, huge amount of money to pay for a player who's 21, who's never played for his country, France, who missed 7 months of last season with a serious injury, broke his leg, dislocated an ankle. But as far as Chelsea are concerned, he's the best young defender in the Premier League at the moment, and he's a player Thomas Tuchel wanted, and they were determined to get him, and in the end, they have got their man, even though there was a late twist in the tail because he had to go to New York to have his medical, because obviously Chelsea are now owned by US investors and businessmen, and just for their peace of mind, they wanted to make sure that he had his medical in the US.
Before we talk more about that and also talk about what this means for Leicester with a day to go until the window shuts, this is the Chelsea statement that's come out in the last few minutes confirming this deal. And it says Wesley Fofana is a Chelsea player after today completing a move from Leicester City. He signed a 7-year contract with the Blues. They say he's one of the Premier League's most highly rated young players, which Kaveh's just been saying, and he arrives further to bolster Thomas Tuchel's defence for the forthcoming season. In terms of what Fofana's had to say on the deal, he says, the last 2 days have been really big days for me. I'm very happy. I trained this morning with the team. It's a dream for me. I'm very excited to start playing games for the fans of the club. He goes on to say, I'm here to win trophies, the Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, everything. I come here to win, and the club is built to win trophies, so I'm here to continue that. And Todd Boehly, the man that Kaveh's just been mentioning, the chairman of Chelsea, has said this: Wesley is a hugely promising defender who has already proven his quality in the Premier League at a young age. We are delighted we were able to bring one of Europe's most exciting talents to Chelsea and further strengthen that area of our squad, both for this season and many more to come. Kaveh, what are your first thoughts on that statement? I mean, a 7-year deal, it's an epic deal.
It is. I mean, Wesley Fofana is somebody who's been the subject of a lot of transfer interest, probably going back 3 or 4 years. When he moved to Leicester City, West Ham United, for instance, were very close to signing him. There was a lot of interest. He ended up moving to Leicester for about £35 million. Now, just 2 years later, he's only played, I think, about 40 Premier League games. He's got this massive move to Chelsea, and he's moving to a club that are changing. You know, they were owned and run by Roman Abramovich, Marina Granovskaya for a very, very long time. It's been all change at Chelsea this summer. You know, Todd Boehly has come in. He's the interim sporting director. They've signed a lot of players, but there is still problems at the club. You know, you speak to a lot of Chelsea supporters, they feel the squad is still a little bit unbalanced. We saw the performance last night, wasn't great at Southampton. I still think Chelsea supporters are saying, look, we need to solve the problems we have in midfield and also getting a striker in. It's all well and good, you know, buying centre-backs and buying all these wide players that we keep being linked with. Where we need to focus on is centre midfield, because Jorginho and Kante are out of contract next summer, and also signing a number 9, because They tried and failed with Romelu Lukaku. He's gone back to Inter Milan, but they haven't signed a replacement for him.